On today's show, we talk about March Madness, we fill out our brackets, and talk about NKU's win in the Horizon League Conference Championship. More on the NKU Sports Talk Show. Welcome, everyone, to the NKU Sports Talk Show. I'm your host, Josh Cobb, Noah Miller, and Phil Hoffman beside me. Phil, you finally don't have on your quarter zip.
It's right over there. I forgot all about it.
You have your Cincinnati volleyball shirt on, though. Do you go to many Cincinnati volleyball games?
No, my brother played his freshman year.
Okay, nice. But you had a Cincinnati quarter zip, I believe, correct?
I did, yes.
Correct. Okay. We'll just imagine that it's there.
All right.
But let's start with NKU. The three of us went to their semifinal game against Youngstown State, who was the 1 seed. They got the upset there. And then both of you went to the championship game. So do you two just want to talk about your experience since I didn't get to go to the championship?
I'll let you go first.
All right. Yeah, so we drove on out there. I think it was more packed than the semifinals game.
Yeah,
There was more fans for sure. Definitely some rowdier fans. Me and Noah wanted to go all out with our NKU wear, but we didn't get to that. So, but it was a great game.
And we talked about Chris Brandon's block, which was significant to that win late in the game. What was the atmosphere like?
Electric. It was crazy.
I know Noah was screaming his head off. He was on his feet, waving his hands in the air. But yeah, that was definitely that was the hype, the best point in the game. I would say
that was huge, and all players played good. You can't really find a low point in either of those games. I mean, watching the semifinal game, Chris Brandon was a monster rebounding.
17 rebounds.
Exactly. And Marquez Work is Marquez Work. He scores the ball like he should. 19 points a game. Xavier Rhodes has been playing probably his best basketball of the season. Sam Vincent doing what he does. Really showed up more on offense as well, which I saw he could in high school. So he can in college. And Darren Horn getting back to the tournament after they didn't due to COVID, even though they won the conference tournament. So this is huge for us, and it's awesome because we can say out of 68 teams, we are one of 363 college basketball teams making the big dance. So it's pretty awesome for Norse fans.
Oh, it's amazing. I can't wait for their game against Houston.
We're going to fill out our bracket today. I have the whole bracket pulled up here, and maybe we'll release it. But let's start with the first four, which actually starts tonight. I don't know if you all knew that, but I'm watching that when I get home. The 2-16 seeds, the winner of this, I believe, will play Alabama, the number 1 overall seed, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, and Southeast Missouri State. Now, I'm not sure if y'all know anything about either of these teams because I don't either. But I will say Southeast Missouri State was in the better conference, and they upset the 1 seed. They were a 5 seed that won the OVC, which is a pretty good mid-major conference. So who are you picking?
I'll take Southeast Missouri.
Yeah.
All right. So we have them moving on to play Alabama in the first round. Let's go to the next one. Fairleigh Dickinson University against Texas Southern. Now, Fairleigh Dickinson actually only made it because the team they played against in their conference championship, Merrimack, was not eligible for the NCAA tournament. So that's the only reason they're there. Texas Southern, you see the record, 14 and 20. So let's make your picks.
FDU.
Is that who you're going with?
You got to take FDU if there's a five win difference in their record.
All right. And so FDU would play Purdue first round. Now on to the 11 seeds. Mississippi State against Pitt. Now Mississippi State, I watched them a lot this season, and so did Pitt. Pitt's in the ACC, a little bit weaker conference. Mississippi State played Alabama pretty tough in the SEC tournament, but Pitt got beat pretty handily by Duke in the ACC tournament. But both pretty solid teams, pretty even. So who you're going with?
Mississippi State.
I'll stick with that. I don't know much about either team.
I don't even know which team they're supposed to play. So
I think they're supposed to play Iowa
State. Yep. Okay.
No, it might be TCU. Hold on. Let me go to my. I got this. Let's see here. I think it's.
I filled out several brackets. I don't even know.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah, you filled
I
out
don't
16
know.
brackets.
I-
Phil,
yeah,
you're
You're a
on
bit
your
of a
first.
expert or a bracket expert,
Yeah, they're supposed
Noah.
to play not TCU, so Iowa State.
All right, so
Yeah.
Mississippi State, moving on. And then the last one, Arizona State at Nevada. Nevada is coached by a former coach of UCLA that actually did pretty well in the tournament. They barely slipped in. They were a bubble team. Arizona State actually beat Arizona as of recent off a half-court
No.
shot. So make your picks wisely. I'll be the tiebreaker if you all are on
Okay.
separate sides.
I'm gonna
All
take
right.
ASU.
Okay? Phil?
I'll go Nevada.
Nevada.
I just want to give
Yeah,
you the
of
tiebreaker.
course.
I want to give you the chance.
So I'm going to go ASU.
Man.
I'm sorry. I just think Arizona State has been pretty solid, and I like to go Power 5 teams over mid-major schools. That's just, and I'm usually not right, so I'll probably be wrong. Don't feel bad.
If we look back down, could you imagine the Cinderella team of a 14-win team going all
That
the way
would
to
be
the
wild.
finals?
And win it.
That would
and
be
win.
insane.
So on to the first round. Alabama at Southeast Missouri State. We all know about Alabama. Brandon Miller might be the best player in the country. Alabama won the SEC tournament handily. They've been the best team maybe all season. I think so. So this is pretty obvious. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Southeast
Alabama.
Missouri.
Yeah, of course you were going to say that. Alabama.
I get overruled on this one.
Yeah, just automatically. So, next, we'll go to the next one. Purdue and FDU. Phil, please don't tell me you're picking FDU.
No, I'm not.
Purdue,
I'm not
yeah.
picking FDU.
All right,
Taking Purdue.
Purdue. Kansas and Howard. Are we sticking with the 1 seed?
Yes.
All right.
I would say so.
Now,
There's only one seed that's getting upset here, Josh.
It's right here.
Houston-
NKU.
Houston takes 31-3, taking on our very own Northern Kentucky Norse. Houston lost in their conference championship to Memphis. NKU won theirs. Are we going NKU? I feel like
Duh.
we have to.
Yeah.
I think we got to.
Okay.
The odds may be slim. Our friend Seth behind the scenes told us that it's like a 4,000 to 1 odds, but hey, you got to go with NKU. You got to stick with your team.
And I said that NKU probably got the best 1 seed they could have gotten. They wouldn't have because they wouldn't have beaten the other 3. I mean, Kansas, I know that sounds awful, but Kansas, Purdue, Alabama are on another level. I think Houston is a weaker 1 seed or 2 seed every year, and I think this is NKU's best shot. On to the 2 versus 15 on the South region. Arizona at 28-6 versus Princeton, 21-8. Princeton, an Ivy League school, taking on the Wildcats of Arizona, who just won the Pac-12 tournament over another 2 seed UCLA. So who are you 2 picking?
Arizona.
I'll stick with Arizona.
Now, just something to watch out for as we continue. The last 2 seasons, a 2 seed has beaten a 15 seed. So there's something to watch out for. Not saying you have to. It is a very off chance. But Marquette, 28-6, taking on Vermont. Out of the, I don't remember what conference this was, but they did win their conference tournament. Marquette destroyed Xavier in the Big East Championship. In my opinion, Marquette is the weakest 2 seed. So, picks are.
I'm going to take my 15 to 2 seed upset now. I'm going
Okay.
to take Vermont.
Yeah, I'll go with you on this one.
All right, so
All right.
it's overruled. Vermont. On the other side, in the West region, UCLA taking on UNC Asheville. I have been to UNC Asheville. It might be a little biased.
This is a popular upset, but I'm going to go UCLA.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with UCLA. They're such a big name school. I think they're going to
I don't think they go far.
keep the overdog here.
I do think UCLA is a pretty good team this year. I do think they could get upset, but I don't think this early. And then the last one in the Midwest region, number 2 Texas taking on number 15 Colgate, both with a record of 26-8. But Texas destroyed Kansas who is a 1 seed in the Big 12 Conference Championship. I like this Texas team. I think they're really good, but Colgate is on upset watch every single year they're in the tournament. So, are you going with the upset?
No, I'm only taking one 15-2 seed
Okay.
upset this time.
Smart. Texas. On 2 or 3 seeds, back to the South region, we have Baylor, 22-10. They got upset pretty early in the Big 12. They take on UC Santa Barbara, 27-7. Now I know Santa Barbara's conference or the record is better, but you got to think of the schedule and the strength of schedule. So Baylor or UC Santa Barbara.
Baylor.
Well, I'm wearing a UC shirt today, but I think I'm going to go with Santa Barbara.
So you're going with Santa Barbara.
Or no, sorry, Baylor.
I was going to say,
I had
I'm
a
going to
word
have to
fumble there. I'm going to take Baylor.
Okay. Right across from them in the Midwest region, right across the river, the Xavier Musketeers, 25-9, take on Kennesaw State, who won their conference as the 14 seed. Are we going with our team right across the river in Cincinnati?
I am.
Not my team. I won't say that, but I'm going to go with Xavier still.
Xavier, okay.
I'm not a big Xavier fan.
I understand that, and that's proof. Proof is in the pudding right there. In the region below, the West region, number 3 Gonzaga, 28-5, taking on number 14 Grand Canyon, 24-11. Grand Canyon actually just made the tournament a couple years ago. They won their conference tournament. Gonzaga destroyed St. Mary's, who is a 5 seed in this tournament, in their conference championship. Are we going with the Zags?
I am.
Phil, you're okay. Next up, the last 3C, Kansas State, 23-9, taking on Montana State, 25-9. The 3 versus 14 last matchup to pick. Are you going with the Wildcats of Kansas State?
I'm not taking any upsets on the 3 and 14s. I'm just going to go Kansas.
Yep.
Kansas State it is. I like this pick. I like this Kansas State team. All right, on to our 4. Tennessee, 23-10 against Louisiana Lafayette, 26-7, the 13 seed. Now, we just did the 3 and 14. Now, are you going to pick a 4 and 13 upset?
I think I'll sneak one in there.
If
I
going
don't
with
get
this
overruled here.
Are you going with this
Yeah, I'll take this one.
I'm taking Tennessee. So
Oh, boy.
It's up to you.
You know what? See, I don't like Tennessee, but Kentucky beat them twice this season. I don't know. I didn't pick Tennessee. I'm sorry, Phil.
It's all right.
I didn't pick Tennessee to lose, but so I'm going Tennessee.
I trust your and Noah's judgment a lot more than mine.
Right across from them, UConn versus Iona. The 4 versus 13. UConn 25-8. Big East team versus Iona. Iona is coached by former Kentucky and Louisville coach Rick Pitino. I know a lot about him. Iona is a very sneaky mid-major team. So who are y'all going with?
This is a team you need to watch for the upset.
Are you going Iona?
I was going to go UConn, but I'll let you pick the tiebreaker on this one again.
I'm sticking, just for the sake of like our chances of not looking dumb, I'm going UConn just in case. I agree with
regret that pick.
I agree with Noah that this is an upset watch, but I also think UConn's really, really good. I think they could be a higher seed. So I'm staying safe with UConn. Indiana and Kent State. The Hoosiers, 22-11. I'm not a big fan of the Hoosiers, but I won't be biased here. Against Kent State, a MAC team. The MAC is very underrated as a conference. They're 28-6. They should have gotten to the NCAA tournament last season, but they're now here this season, and they are taking on Indiana. So who are we going with?
The MAC is tough. Some action play. I'm going to take the upset on this one.
I'm taking Indiana.
I'm with you, Phil.
All right.
I'm going Kent State. I like Kent State. They're very good. And Indiana, I just feel like they're on upset watch every year. Virginia versus Furman. We talked about Furman. Hey, shout out to there's. I highly doubt there's anyone that has anything to do with Furman listening, but Furman has an awesome campus.
Beautiful.
Yes, we looked it up right before. It's awesome looking. So, with that said, are we going to pick Furman over Virginia?
I don't think so. They can stick to just having their beautiful campus.
Okay. Noah, are you going? Virginia, okay. Virginia.
If we were doing a bracket based off campuses,
Yeah,
I think
we
Furman would
should
go
do
to
that.
the championship.
I know. That was nice. Right above them, they would play the winner of San Diego State, 27-6 at the 5 seed, against Charleston, 31-3, the 12 seed. 3 losses. That's impressive. This is one of the biggest upset watches, if not the biggest, in the tournament, in my opinion, because San Diego State struggles every year in the tournament, gets upset more years than not. But it's your all's pick. Who are you going?
Charleston.
I'm going to take Charleston,
Charleston.
too. Those 5 and 12 upsets
They happen a lot.
A lot.
It's like I told you before. It's a 21-19 record in the
Wow.
between the 5 and 12. That's extremely even for an upset. In the Midwest region, the Kent State would take on the winner of Miami, Florida, who's the 1 seed in the ACC, but got upset by Duke. They will take on number 12 Drake at 27-7, who won the Missouri Valley Conference, I believe, which is another pretty good conference. So, make your picks.
This is the pick that I was talking about before the show, that this was going to be an upset. I'm taking Drake.
All right.
Phil.
I was going to go with Miami, but I think I'll stick with Drake.
Okay.
If he says it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
So, we have 2 upsets that would play, but we'll get to that next round. St. Mary's, number 5, against number 12, VCU. St. Mary's, like I said, lost to Gonzaga. Even though they were the 1 seed in their conference, VCU, just on Sunday, won their conference championship over Dayton with a 27-7 record. Who you got?
VCU winning that championship, that's tough to do over Dayton, too. I'm going to take VCU on this one.
Okay.
Taking St. Mary's.
I can see St. Mary's making a run. I still like
This
that.
is also another game. The 12-5 is just ups. You need to watch it because there might be an upset. They could all be upsets.
Absolutely.
This is the team I'm going with.
Yep.
VCU. I'm picking the upset. VCU, let me tell you, in 2011, I remember this because Kentucky made the Final Four that year. VCU played in a play-in game as an 11 seed. They made it all the way, beating Kansas, number 1 Kansas in the Elite 8 to the Final Four. So they can do it. They make upsets. The last 5 over 12, Duke, 26-8, won the ACC tournament as a 4 or 5 seed. Oral Roberts, who might be one of the best mid-major schools in the nation, at 30-4 with the 12 seed. Blue
Duke.
Devils.
Duke.
I'm going to take Duke.
All right. Now our 6 seed, my Wildcats, Kentucky taking on Providence with a pretty even record, 21-11. Both got upset pretty early in their conference tournaments. So let's hear it. I'm not saying anything about this one. I'll let you all decide.
I would
on your
love
own.
to hear your opinion on
I'm not
this
saying
one.
anything.
Well, I'm taking Kentucky. They've been playing pretty good as of recent. So
Yeah, I'm going to take Kentucky as well.
All right.
Josh did not want to be the tiebreaker on that one.
Nope. No, I did not. The next 6 and 11, TCU out of the Big 12 against Arizona State, who we had as one over Nevada in the first 4. Are you going the Horned Frogs or the Sun Devils?
I'm going TCU.
Yeah, I'm going to take TCU as well.
All right. Hypnotoad. I don't know if y'all have seen that, but look it up. Look it up. It's funny. That's why I like TCU a little bit. The next 6 and 11, Iowa State against Mississippi State. The Cyclones and the Bulldogs. Iowa State did upset Baylor in the Big 12 Conference Tournament.
Iowa State.
I'm going to take the upset.
Taking Mississippi. This is tough. This is really tough. I'm going to stick with Iowa State. This was a tough one because I've watched Mississippi State a lot. But I feel like if it's pretty even, I should just go with the higher seed.
I would like to take the play-in team eventually to get an upset.
So okay,
I'd like
well,
to see that happen.
do you think it'll happen?
Probably not.
Okay, there you go.
But I'd like to see it.
Fair enough. Creighton 21-12 against North Carolina State 23-10. I think this is another even one.
Yeah.
So Blue Jays or the Wolf Pack.
I'll take the Blue Jays.
All right, Creighton.
Going with him.
The Big East, Creighton, going on to the round of 32. We're almost there. 7-10. This is always a pretty even one every single year. Missouri 24-9 taking on Utah State 26-8. Runners up of the Mountain Valley. Mountain West Conference. Excuse me. And Missouri out of the SEC. They were a 4 seed before losing to Alabama in their last game. So, who is it?
Alabama's tough to beat. I'm going to take Missouri here.
Okay.
It could go either way. So I'm going to go Missouri.
Missouri, the Tigers are moving on. Texas A&M and Penn State. This is another very even one, in my opinion. Penn State playing just as good as anyone down the stretch, but so is Texas A&M. The Aggies, 25-9. The Nittany Lions of Penn State, 22-13. Led by one of the best players in the country, Jalen Pickett, the player to watch out for in the dance.
I'm going Penn State.
That's where I was going to go as well.
The Nittany Lions.
You're getting such close in seeding that it's hard to call it an upset when the teams are both so good.
Yeah, I never really liked that when it was they're like 2 away or like 1 or 3 away. Like when they're close, people are like, "Oh, it's an upset," because I mean it's really not, but it is. But it's not.
Northwestern and Boise State. Northwestern, pretty overlooked Big Ten team this season against Boise State. They were also in that conference with Utah State and San Diego State. The Broncos played very well this season, but couldn't get over the hump in the conference tournament.
I'm going to take a personal pick on this one. I had a friend who played QB at Northwestern, so I'm going to take them.
Really? I have been to Northwestern. I love the campus.
Mm-hmm.
So
Does it beat Furman's campus?
no,
Okay.
nothing does.
I'm taking Boise State.
Boise State.
I just like that. I like that pick as an upset.
I'm sorry, Phil. I'm going Boise State.
That's fine. I'm not upset.
Michigan State and USC. Michigan State might have the best coach in the tournament, Tom Izzo, against USC, 22-10.
I'm going Michigan State.
Yeah, I'll take that as well.
The Spartans of Michigan State. We have one last seedings to go over.
Ooh.
The 8-9, which is always even. Memphis, 26-8. Like I said, they just defeated Houston in the AAC Conference Championship against Florida Atlantic. It was actually our professor's alma mater, Wes Akers, along with NKU. That's his alma mater. FAU actually defeated NKU this season. 31-3 is a pretty solid record, but Memphis is really good.
I'm taking Memphis just because.
I'm going to take FAU.
Oh my gosh! Of course you leave it up to me. This is really tough. I'm gonna. I don't know. I'm going to go with Memphis just because they beat Houston. If they would, but because you have to be good to beat Houston.
Yep.
Yeah.
Number 8 Arkansas against number 9 Illinois. These are two really good teams. Might be higher than their seeding says, but as their record shows, Arkansas 20-13, the Fighting Illini 20-12. Who is going on?
I told you both before this. I'm taking all the upsets for the 8 and 9 seeds. I'm taking Illinois here.
Bucket. I'm taking Illinois too.
All right. Fighting Illini going on to the round of 32. Iowa and Auburn. Iowa the 8, Auburn the 9. The Hawkeyes or the Tigers.
I'm going Iowa.
I'm going to stick with Auburn. Stick with the 9 seed here.
Yeah. We're making.
This will be a good matchup.
Yes, it will. All the 8-9 matchups are going to be amazing.
So, I always stick with the SEC or the Big 12,
Mm.
just based on records. I'm sticking with you this time, Phil. So
All right.
you'll get this one. Maryland and West Virginia, the Terrapins, 21-12 at the 8th seed, and then the West Virginia Mountaineers, who actually had beat some pretty good Big 12 teams as of late. Phil, are you going with our state border?
I'm going to stick with the 9 seed. I
I'm
said I was going to.
Yep, West Virginia for me too.
All right. So, on to the round of 32. Alabama or West Virginia. Will
Bama.
there be an upset?
Bama.
Yeah, it's hard. I would like to take West Virginia, but Bama's too good.
Alabama moving on to the Sweet 16. On the other side, NKU, our very own, or Auburn.
It's just an easier matchup, right? We beat Houston,
Yeah.
so let's take NKU.
So, are we actually going to say the NKU is going to win this whole thing?
No.
Okay.
Probably not.
Good.
But NKU is moving on.
NKU on over
Sweet 16.
Auburn. Kansas versus Illinois. Illinois, the 9th seed, versus Kansas, the 1 seed in the West region.
Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas.
Kansas, I like that pick. The defending national champions. On the other side, Purdue and Memphis. We're going who will probably be the best player in the country, the National Player of the Year, Zach Edey, and the Boilermakers. We're going with the upset.
I'm going with the upset.
Oh, I wasn't going to.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm going with the upset. And I'm glad that you picked Memphis with me because I think if FAU wins that game, Purdue wins. But I think the best team to upset Purdue is Memphis.
So you picked Purdue?
I did, yes.
I'm going. I'm going Memphis.
Oh,
I think. Yeah.
first 1 seed out.
I don't know if I don't know if
Well,
I
never
trust
mind. Never
my
mind. It's not.
gut very
It's
well,
not.
but
Forgot we had NKU win.
on to the 2 seeds. Vermont. Well, never mind. Vermont beat Marquette in the first round. They take on number 7, Michigan State in the East region. The Catamounts or the Spartans of Michigan State.
Michigan State.
Yeah, I'm taking the Spartans here.
Michigan State.
Hey,
on to
Vermont got an upset.
yeah,
Good for them.
I mean, that's good. Boise State, who beat Northwestern in the round of 64, taking on the 2 seed UCLA.
I'm taking UCLA.
See, this... I don't know, because I just think Boise State can be one of those sneaky teams, but I'm going to go UCLA.
All right. The Bruins on to the round of 32. Penn State, the 10 seed, against Texas, the 2 seed in the Midwest region.
Texas.
I'll take the upset on this one. I'll take Penn State. Josh doesn't like that. I can tell by the look in his eye.
He just
You
doesn't
just-
like to...
I don't like to
Make-
pick. I don't like to be the tiebreaker. I'm going Texas. I really like Texas. I think they have a really, really good team, a lot of talent all around. And the last 2 versus the 7 seed, Arizona versus Missouri, going with the Tigers or the Wildcats.
I'll take.
Arizona. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. I'll stick with you on this.
Okay. Arizona on. Creighton versus Baylor. Creighton the 6, Baylor the 3. They're going to the Bears or the Blue Jays.
I'll take Creighton.
You're
Okay.
gonna hate me. I'm taking Baylor.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, Phil. I'm not going with your
We should have
upsets.
kept record of all the tiebreakers in this one.
I know. I'm not enjoying it.
I mean, I
You're
think
making me do the
I think
toughest.
Noah's beating me right now.
You're making me do the
think
toughest
so.
ones. Iowa State, the 6 seed, or Xavier, the 3 seed.
Well, we know Phil's biased answer.
I'll take Xavier.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
taking
okay.
Xavier as well.
Okay, Xavier. Moving on to the Sweet 16. VCU, who got the upset in the first round, as we picked 12/5 against UConn, the 4 seed. Who are you going with? The Rams or the Huskies of UConn?
I'm going upset. VCU.
This was the one I wasn't going to take the upset. Maybe I'm just doing this just so Josh has to pick all the
Well, I'm actually going to
tiebreakers.
stay with you, Phil. I'm going UConn. I liked the first round upset of VCU, but I think UConn moves on with this one. I'm probably wrong, but I don't care.
We're probably all wrong.
Yeah.
This whole thing's probably wrong.
Well, we did pick NKU over a 1 seed.
It's
so.
happening. What do you mean we're wrong?
Yeah,
I
that's the
didn't say
only
it was
thing.
wrong.
That's the only
That's
thing I'm
happening.
standing by.
Kentucky against Kansas State. Again, I'm biased. They're my favorite team besides NKU. Or I'd say it's a tie. So I'm not going.
Kansas State.
All right. I'll let you know who I pick after.
Kentucky.
I'm going, I'm going
You're going
Kansas
Kansas.
State.
Oh yeah.
I love Kentucky, but
A little bit off camera. Josh was like, "Oh, Providence is gonna pull the upset on
probably.
Kentucky."
You're probably right. And that's true. So I'll just admit here, I picked Providence over Kentucky. So, and then, okay. Oh, I went backwards. Okay, whatever.
Nah, that's fine.
Duke and Tennessee, the 4 versus the 5. This is a really good game. I'm really looking forward to this one if they both make it out of the first round.
Mhm.
I'm gonna wait till he picks.
I'll take. This is a tough one. 4 versus
It is a
5.
tough one.
I'll take Tennessee.
I'm taking Duke.
I'm going with Duke in this one, the way they've played as of late. They won the ACC. They beat Miami. It's just, I don't know. I don't have a gut feeling, but
Yeah, I think that one could bounce either way.
Yeah.
TCU versus the Bulldogs of Gonzaga.
I'm going Gonzaga.
Yeah, I'm not picking an upset there.
All right,
Gonzaga's always good for a deep run.
Yeah.
they are. Drake versus Kent State. We had this both of them getting an upset in the first round. Drake over Miami, Kent State over Indiana. So who's going on, the 12 or the 13 seed?
I'll take Kent State.
I'm taking Kent State too.
All right.
I like Drake's upset against Miami, but no matter what, if they play Kent State or Indiana, I don't think they're winning.
Charleston versus Virginia. After Charleston, we picked as the upset over San Diego State in the first round, taking on the 4 seed Cavaliers.
Virginia.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I just realized what we have going on in the Midwest region.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Okay.
Oh,
Now
no.
on to our Sweet 16.
No.
Alabama versus Virginia.
Bama.
Virginia.
Oh
Whoa.
my gosh.
This is just
I'm-
too easy of a pick, I feel like.
I'm going to Alabama. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Baylor versus Arizona to see who plays Alabama. This would be a really good game. The 3 versus the 2 seed.
Baylor.
Yeah, I'll stick with Baylor.
Alrighty.
I think they have the best chance at beating Bama.
NKU versus Kent State. The 16 versus the 13.
Well, you already know.
Man,
NKU.
do we think the 16 and the 13 are going to meet here?
No.
You never know, guys.
If I'm going
Come
on for money, then I'm not
Well,
even getting
yeah.
NKU out of the
Yeah,
first
but
round.
this isn't for money, so.
True. Phil, it's up to you.
I'm going to take Kent State.
Oh.
In my heart, I want NKU, but
Do you hate NKU?
it's not that I don't
you
think
wanna
they
do
could
this?
beat Kent
See,
State
Do you
over
wanna
the
do
other
this?
teams.
If they beat Houston and Auburn,
But
why
here's
can't
the
they
thing.
beat
Here's
Kent
the thing.
State?
Oral Roberts beat Kentucky, St. Peter's beat Kentucky, and they beat Purdue, but they lost to a lower seed, North Carolina, last season.
Yeah.
Runs end eventually.
I think they
I
do.
love you,
No.
Norse Nation.
No.
I love you, but I'm going Kent State. I'm sorry.
You didn't want the NKU and Xavier matchup? What's going on?
They,
Oh, NKU would have killed them.
I
Hey,
don't
they
know
beat
about all
UC.
that. Yeah, they beat UC, but UC's not in the tournament.
Ah.
So
they are in the NIT, though, aren't they, Phil?
They are.
Hey, the NIT used to be pretty important. Xavier versus Texas.
Texas.
Xavier. Just to make you work.
I'm going with Texas then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phil finally got a win in a tiebreaker.
Kansas versus the Huskies of UConn.
Kansas.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Kansas here.
Gonzaga and UCLA.
Gonzaga.
I'm gonna take UCLA.
Oh my gosh, you're doing this on purpose. Do you even think UCLA is gonna win?
Yeah.
Well, so do I. Kansas State versus Michigan State, the battle of the state schools.
I'll take Kansas.
Michigan State.
He's doing it on purpose.
I'm going with Kansas State.
I think Michigan State actually is going to win this
I'm
game.
going
They
with
have a lot
Kansas
more to
State.
play for their campus.
I'm keeping track now. I
So-
got
Yeah,
I got
you're
3
winning.
upsets in a row
right now.
here.
Memphis
It's
versus Duke.
I'll let you go first.
Duke.
Yeah, I'll take Duke.
Good choice. That's who I was going to pick. So
Should have took Memphis.
I didn't want to lose my upset
know.
record
Duke
right now.
versus Kansas State.
I'll take Kansas State.
Duke.
Going Duke. I'm sorry.
Ooh,
Back
making
on
a
the board.
Final Four appearance.
Back to back. Kansas versus UCLA. This would be an amazing game.
Mm-hmm.
UCLA.
I was gonna pick Kansas. I really like Kansas.
I'm going with Kansas.
Kansas is just so good. It's just
These two are. It could go either way, to be honest.
I could see that actually happening.
And then Kansas State versus Texas.
Texas. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Yep. Those upsets ended finally.
Kent State had a nice run, but it's over.
They had a deep run.
For the other side of the Final Four, the last Final Four spot, Alabama or Baylor.
I'm going Bama.
Yeah, I'm not taking the upset there.
I would go Alabama as
Well, it'll
well.
be a good game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Are we just going to go with that one again? Now Duke and Bama?
Yep. Final Four. We're on to a Final Four. Alabama versus Duke in the first one.
I'm going Duke.
I'm taking Bama.
Phil, I'm with you on this one.
Yeah.
I picked them.
Yeah, but see, you can't have a 1 seed in it. You know that's not happening.
But a one seed
That's
has
the most likely thing to
But
happen.
a one seed has won it almost. A one seed has made the Final Four or won it, I believe. And here's the other thing: a team I forgot what it was. A team that's in the Ken Pom top 40 on defense and offense has been a champion every year. Duke is not. Alabama is. It has been since the 1990s.
We have the stats on our side.
So Texas versus Kansas. We have a rematch of the Big 12 championship.
Ooh.
Texas did beat them by 20, but can Kansas get the revenge to go to the Natty?
You go ahead. No, I'm thinking here.
I'm still thinking. But I know whatever I pick,
don't-
you're going to pick the opposite.
Well, of course. I'd rather see Texas here. I don't want to see a 1 seed versus a 1 seed.
Yeah, neither do I.
I don't even want to see a 1 seed versus a 2 seed.
I'm going Texas.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right. Alabama versus Texas for the national title.
Now, see, I saw something that was pretty funny and interesting, too. Is that stuff with Brandon Miller going on? Somebody said that they'll have this championship game. Bama will be in it, but Brandon Miller will be arrested. So, you never know.
You do not know. That's true.
But
That's their best player. So, who are we going with?
I'm going Texas.
Bama.
Oh, you did that on purpose.
I'm doing this one
you
just on
answered
purpose.
so quickly.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see your
I
opinion.
guarantee if you would have said Alabama,
You would have said Texas.
I
I
know.
would have.
Yes,
I absolutely would
100%.
have. It's got to go to a tiebreaker for the
Oh,
championship.
yeah. For the biggest pick of the day. What are we picking, Josh?
All right.
I want to hear your reasoning. We got to have a breakdown for this
So-
one.
Texas struggles in the NCAA tournament every single year. I will give that, but so does Alabama. As of recent, loses some games they shouldn't have. And Alabama's never won a title, neither is Texas. I feel like these teams are always the ones that sometimes I'll pick them out early. So they might not even get here. But I think Texas has a really good starting lineup Alabama, I believe, in my opinion, has the best player in the country, in Brandon Miller. But like you said, you don't even know if he'll play. But I think with Alabama's ability to also shoot, because I think they're one of the better three-point shooting teams, I'm going Alabama. I picked them in my other brackets. I don't feel confident about that pick at all. But so, what's the tiebreaker for points? We have to pick total points being scored.
80-76.
All right.
Jeez. I'm just spitballing here. I don't even have any thought behind this.
It can be anything.
I'm going to say 76 to 68.
All right, so 76. What was your first number?
80.
All right, we're going to do the math here. I'm not good with math, so let me pull up I'll do the average.
That's a 4 difference, by the way.
So
Yeah, let's pull up a calculator for that one.
Not good at math, but I do know that. That's a 4 difference.
All right, so it'd be 78.
Okay.
And what was your second number?
76.
I said 68.
It'd be 78 to 72 would be.
All right.
So that's what we're going to go with. That'd be the average of both of y'all's scores. So again, we picked Alabama as our champion. Alabama versus Duke. Texas, Kansas in the Final Four with our tiebreaker, 78 to 72 in Alabama's favor. So how do you all feel about this?
I don't like it.
You can never feel good about a bracket.
I mean, never, ever.
I don't want to pick Alabama going all the way, but who's going to upset them? It's just,
true.
It's so tough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Phil, do you want to do an NIT bracket for Cincinnati?
I don't. I don't really care that much.
I thought you were a UC fan.
I am, but I don't know. If they were in this bracket, I'd be rooting for them.
Do you think they should have made it as a bubble team?
I don't think so.
No,
Not this year.
They did play Houston pretty tough in the conference tournament, but I mean, you can't lose to schools like NKU. No offense to NKU,
Yeah.
You just can't lose those kind of games.
Yeah.
As Cincinnati, so
Yeah, I would like to see them there, but they definitely didn't deserve it this year. That's for sure.
So what about play? Is there any players for UC that you like?
I have no clue.
Okay.
I don't really follow them that closely. I root for them, but yeah.
So do you follow UC football more?
A little more, but
So you're Bengals all the way. You're straight.
Oh yeah,
Bengals.
yeah. I'm huge on I follow the Bengals.
The Bengals are the most, are your team. Like
I
out of
just
any
don't
sport.
really follow college as much.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I'd like to start doing more though. This is probably the year I watch college basketball most out of any year in my life.
It's because of NKU.
Oh yeah.
And NKU will play at 9:10 on Thursday
Ooh.
on TNT again, or 9. It's either 9:10 or 9:20, somewhere in that range. It'll be later because of the other games going on.
Where they upset Houston.
They will take on the 1 seed Houston.
It says it right there that it will.
The script is right in front of us.
And the games actually do. The first 4 starts tonight in Dayton, as Southeast Missouri State takes on Texas A&M Corpus Christi. That game is on at 6:40 p.m. on True TV. That is followed by Pittsburgh and Mississippi State. We picked Mississippi State and Southeast Missouri State to win both of those games. That Pittsburgh-Mississippi State game will be on right after 9:10 p.m. Hey, the NIT also starts tonight, Phil.
All right.
And let's see. I don't even know when Cincinnati. Oh, they play Virginia Tech tomorrow, 9 o'clock on ESPN2 national TV. Also, shout out to the women's team. I mean, we watched it on the way up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a hard-fought loss. Lindsey Duvall had that clutch bucket to send it to overtime, and it's been a fantastic season. And so, I mean, I know it isn't the way they wanted the season to end, but congratulations to NKU because it's been a great. They've honestly had a great season.
Yeah.
Some fantastic players. I mean, Lindsey Duvall's the best of the best. Ivy Turner, Kylie Davis, and Lindsey Duvall, Ivy Turner, and Emmy Souter and Ty Irvin are all seniors. I'm not sure what the rules, if any of them could return or transfer, but I mean, they've all had great careers here. So again, congratulations to them. You know, we still have the baseball. Baseball and softball has started up. Baseball actually just took on Texas A&M. And, you know, we're working on something with that. I'm not going to let everyone know too much. We're working on something with the baseball. But, you know, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up since we finished this. And, you know, let us know who you have as your champion. And, you know, let us know if you have any ideas, comments, suggestions on social media, our Twitter or Instagram. And we actually have a plan to do this more than once a week, but we're still working all of that out.
There's a lot more we've been working
There's
on.
a lot of stuff being worked out right now, but we hope you all enjoyed this. We sure did enjoy it. We appreciate all of our listeners. From Phil Hoffman, Noah Miller, and myself, Josh Cobb. Have a good day, everyone.